Lunch with Leah, episode 2.9.
Hi, everybody. We're a little disorganized today. Am I in the center or should I move that way? Okay, we're good. All right, so the world is upside down. So much going on. First of all, let's start with our hearts are broken for one of our favorite cities in the world, New York City, with that idiot, stupid driver getting in that truck and plowing people down on a bike ride. You know, just bicycle lane or whatever it's called. Anyway, I'm so upset over that. You know, it's just New York's been through so much. But anyway, we love you, New York, the Big Apple, and you're already bouncing back. I hear they had a big parade last night of everybody dressed. Oh my God, some of those costumes. Speaking of Halloween, you know, I was just thinking about this. I never remember as a kid any adults ever dressing up as Halloween unless the mother had to take the kid to school. This is what I think's going on. I mean, I could just be crazy, but who really likes to dress up for Halloween? A few people I know really do, like Frankie Grande lives for that. My hairdresser, he lives for that. There are a few people that like to do it. However, generally speaking, adults don't dress up for Halloween, but everybody's doing it now, and I figured it out. I broke the code. They want to have a selfie to post. They just want to be able to tweet it out or post it or put out a selfie that says, I'm young and I'm hip and I'm fabulous and look at me. Because does anybody want to really go through 4 hours of looking like that in order to, you know, get all dolled up to look like that in order just to go to a party that you could go to any day of the week and that's crowded and this and that, whatever. I wish you all well. Take all the selfies today that you can. I can't wait to see the ones where they only show the tits, the ass, and the abs. You know, it's going to be a hoot today because everybody's going to be showing off their costumes. I didn't wear a costume, but if I did wear a costume, I would have worn a football thing and suit and taken a knee. Just to piss everybody off. So I'm going to start off with some good news today. Look at this. This little old man, he's like in his 70s, I think he said, and he's walking the streets with this sign that I need a kidney for my wife with a phone number. Isn't that just the sweetest thing? But he didn't put the cell phone on there. I mean, the area code on there, so I don't really know where it is. But you could Google it and find it and offer. I mean, the poor thing. Oh my God. And then, here's what he says. My wife has stage 5 kidney failure. And she's on dialysis and it's horrible. And he just wants to know if anyone's willing to help. And he says it's hard to find a donor. There are 3,000 new patients a day that need a donor. And, he's just hoping that, someone will help him out. He's on a waiting list, and it's a 3-year waiting list. The other thing is I saw Selena Gomez gave 2 or 3 interviews where her best friend gave her, come on, sweetie, gave her a kidney. So she says it saved her life, and I'm sure that it did. And she's bringing awareness to lupus. And I was listening to her interviews. Hey, baby. And, she's a very mature girl for her age. She really spoke. Yeah. I mean, I was just flabbergasted with her maturity and how well spoken she is and how she explained everything and put it in such context. And it was just great. Another good news, Joe Biden and Lady Gaga are teaming up to advocate against sexual assault on college campuses. Oh, wow. There you go. Well, speaking of sexual assault, we'll get to that in a few minutes. You got a day? You got 24 hours to talk about it? Oh, apparently, remember I said last week that the big scuttle was whether or not Justin Timberlake was going to invite Janet Jackson to the Super Bowl. Well, apparently there's a rumor that he might. And I don't know, is it his decision or would it be Super Bowl's decision? I guess it's his if it's his performance, and if it's a separate performance, it's theirs. So maybe they're going to invite her as a separate performance. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see. Who watches the Super Bowl anyway? I've been given tickets to those boxes so many times by people, and I just give them away. I go, don't waste your ticket on me, because I'm just going to sit there and eat the popcorn and gossip. I'm not going to be watching that game. I mean, unless they're taking a knee. me and then we cheering for them. Another good news, 2 American women were attempting to sail from Hawaii to Tahiti earlier this year, and they were rescued after being adrift in the Pacific Ocean for 5 months. 5 months. The women, Valentine and Zeus, had their dogs were named Valentine and Zeus with them. They started out in Honolulu. They were spotted 900 miles southeast of Japan. And what had happened, they had been through 2 or 3 storms. They had no sails left. They had no gasoline left. And they had a water filter that had broken, and the woman fixed it. And in fixing it, she bought them 24 hours, and they felt like that they were probably going to die in 24 hours. And then this fishing boat from Japan comes up and takes them in. Thank God that they weren't relying on Americans if they weren't American. Imagine Trump would send them away. Oh, we don't have any immigrants coming over here. Another good news. Saudi Arabia is going to allow women to attend sports events in stadiums for the first time next year. Now, I think they're rewarding them, but I think in all honesty, they're just building the crowds and taking in dollars, because I'm going to be surprised how many of these women really want to watch these sports events, but I think that's a big step forward. Look at this dog. He's just so rotten. In other news, he really is. It's just crazy. I didn't know. I knew that Beth Stern, what's his name? Howard Stern's wife, was a big cat lover. But what I didn't know is all the things she's done for cats. Yeah. Listen to this. This one says, the fastest adoption ever goes to Bailey. A pre-approved adopter wanted him, and I'm delivering this nugget right now. Stay tuned for the picture. So what she does is she takes in these stray cats, and then she goes and finds them homes and hand delivers them. Well, God bless her. And apparently Howard's really into it, and they've got a boatload of cats. And listen to this one. It says Beth and Howard Stern are using part of their $900 million fortune to save them. Well, when you got $900 million, you can afford to save a few cats. But still, that is just remarkable. It's not like they just donated the money, or they just went and built a building, or that she's promoting it and trying to get all this credit for helping these cats. She's just out doing it. And she says that, it's a full-time job, and they spend a ton of money on it, and she needs her husband to keep working to pay for it because she's not going to give it up. And apparently she's helped and taken so many of these cats in that would otherwise be dead. It's just crazy. She said, I immediately went to the nursery and grabbed another litter of kittens and the mama cat and her babies. And it's become my routine. Come on. It's just amazing. Well, congratulations, Beth Stern. You are not just another pretty face. There you go.
We have a few comments.
Of course we do.
Joanna Vivalos said, #selfie queen.
Good for you. I'm cheering you on.
Kistin Bao says hello and good morning from San Diego.
I love San Diego.
Carla Lefebvre says hello. Scott Emgar said, seriously, who watches the Super Bowl? And he said the other thing they'd be watching is the
cheerleaders at halftime.
Or he said, or if the players are hot.
Well, some of them are. They are in good shape, aren't they? Oh my God. Yeah, those tight legs and butt and those no abs and those strong arms. Some of them are hot looking. There's no doubt.
Okay.
But we're not going to grab them just because they're hot. We're not grabbing them. Speaking of sexual assault, I'm going to do the Housewives before I do the sexual assault, because the sexual assault's so damn long. There's so many of them. All right. Apparently, after much thought and careful consideration, David and Shannon Bador have decided to get divorced. I don't think there's any big surprise there, even though I'm wishing them well. I feel bad for the kids, but I think they're going to all be happier when they're separated, including the kids. Then, before I get into that, another one, these two.
Scott said no cheerleaders for him.
No cheerleaders? Well, he wants a smart one. Okay. Well, there are some smart ones. Okay, so Yolanda and David Foster, their divorce is now finally final. I don't know what this one was about. What? No, he's not. Don't tell me that. Nene is trying to shut down rumors that her co-workers are not willing to work with her anymore. Look at that. Lies! So I don't know. It could be, these girls do that. They gang up and try to push somebody off the show. I think it's just stupid, but anyway. Then, the Gorgas over in New Jersey, they're opening up a restaurant. And you know what? I thought that was a lovely thing to do because the wife was saying, Melissa was saying, well, he didn't discuss it with me, didn't know me. No, I didn't know about it. Well, maybe she did or didn't, who knows. But his justification for it with his dad having something to do and to have a little family business, I thought it was just such a sweet, lovely thing. And how could she say no to that anyway? Not that she would, but that'd be a hard thing to say. I'm hoping that they sell more pizza than everybody. Good luck for them.
She loves Italian food.
I hope everybody goes to the Gorga Pizza place. God bless the little dad. And then Camille Grammer's got a boyfriend. He's hot looking. Apparently he lives in Malibu. He's a lawyer. And I think the secret's almost out, apparently, allegedly, that they're getting married. So good luck. If you do get married, Camille, call me. You've got my number. Let me discuss the ring with you. Now listen to this one, Sonia, my girl Sonia, the most hilarious of all the shows. She's so hilarious. She had to call an ex-FBI agent to protect her home after she accidentally invited 1,000 people to an intimate cocktail party. I got an invitation for that. And I was like, well, I'm not going to fly to New York for it, but it would be kind of fun, just her and a handful of her closest friends. 1,000 people. What happened, this event, Paperless Post sent out a gathering. It was supposed to go to 30 close friends, some visiting from Europe and a couple of hairdressers, blah, blah, blah. But what happened is they sent out this invitation the wrong way on her social media, and all of a sudden, she said she started seeing it said that 580 were sent, and then 720 were sent, and then 960 were sent. And my friends were calling and saying, "Shall I come? It's going to be fun. Who else is going to be there?" And anyway, it turns out they had to, get a security guard. And then they had to, I guess, I don't know if they just invited people or I don't know what happened. But anyway, it's just, please disregard if you received this for tonight. Oh my God, hold on. This is wait, hold on. Tell me, I'm in the middle of my little show. No, but go ahead, tell me. Is it good news? Oh, okay. Okay.
Should have a technical difficulty sign.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. Correct. Okay, perfect. Well, one of my important calls, but that was an important one. I've been trying to get that deal done for a long time. Now, I watched The Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, here's what happens. I cannot watch it at the regular time slot most of the time anymore because I am glued to either Brian Williams or Rachel Maddow or my boyfriend Lawrence O'Donnell or, I just have so many fabulous people that I have to watch politics 24/7. So after I've watched every news show and read every news article and read every newspaper about politics at midnight, I'll start watching reruns. And so I caught up on the Real Housewives of Orange County. So it starts, Vicky winds up going to the hospital. Remember last week I said, this happened to be their best episode yet. I hate to tell you. I don't know how these girls do it. I just don't know how they do it. God bless them. So I said, did anybody go to the hospital with her? Well, it turns out Lydia went. And then it turns out that while the other girls are sitting and having their cocktails and eating their caviar and champagne dinner, Vicky's at the hospital by herself with Lydia. And so Peggy comes in after talking to her husband and says, Dico told me to go now. And the other girls are, we're going to finish our champagne caviar dinner first. And she's like, no, I'm going now. And they're like, you can't wait 30 seconds while I finish eating. And she's like, I'm going now. So she leaves and goes because her husband told her to. Oh my God, that broke. Oh, my little Ralph Lauren pin broke. Oh, that wasn't a cheap investment. So, I gotta find that. It's there. Okay. So anyway, so she goes and we're getting messages. This is just Grand Central today. It's a crazy day. It's just a crazy day. You don't even want to know what all I did before I got here. But anyway, so now Lydia, so she heads over to the hospital. Well, long story short, Vicky comes back from the hospital. Now, how these girls do this, I don't know. Her hair is all disheveled, She's walking in and she had a rough night of it or whatever. And the girls go and they start talking and partying in one of them's room. Okay, so they go to Shannon's room. Well, I think they were drinking too much. I don't know. But apparently, it was just too... Shannon and, Vicky and Tamara started this makeup session. And Tamara was crying and sobbing. Now, is it just me? But every time she cries and sobs, for some reason, it bugs me. It does. I know it's authentic, and I know they're real tears. But for some reason, the way she cries, it makes it look like she's trying to cry or something. I don't know. This gets under my skin. So anyway, they're sobbing and crying and hugging and making up and kissing, and Tamara wets her pants. Who tells somebody on national TV, oh, I wet my pants? And then Shannon's over there on the couch going, oh, she doesn't want them to get together. She's not going to let them get together. You're going to regret it. And she starts jumping in the middle of it. And then Kelly's on her side, jumping in and advocating for Vicky. And it just becomes like a high school, like Mean Girls slumber party. I just can't believe these women. And then they go on and on and on and on about that. And then when Tamara sees, when Shannon sees that they're sobbing and hugging and everything, that's when she just loses it. She just absolutely can't handle that. So then they fast forward the next day. They all, I guess, what's her name? Peggy didn't like the way they treated her the night before. So she won't come out of her room. She's got to do not disturb on her door all day. And the girls are knocking. Are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? They went shopping. We brought you a present. Finally, she comes and says, I'm fine. I need my time alone. Oh my God, they're acting like high school girls again. And then the other girls are like, well, she won't come out of her room. Mommy, Sue won't come out of her room. And it just went on. And I'm just like, oh my God, I just can't believe these girls. And then Tamara mentions that she pees in her pants again. Who talks about that stuff and tells everybody? Oh my God. And then on top of that, it never gets dark there, and they're up 20 hours a day. And it felt like such an isolated place. I think if I would have been over there, I would have been paranoid and like having an anxiety attack not to get home. It just seems so isolated over there. And then all that riffraff's going on. What were you going to say?
You got some comments.
Oh, let's hear it.
One is, well, let me see. One says, hello from Kentucky. Emily Moore says they watch you every week.
Hey, Emily!
Scott Indra says, Leah dropped the OC for Dallas.
I just had to catch up.
Dallas beats them all.
I would have to get caught up to do that.
Last night was the finale.
Oh, was it that good?
Week, yeah,
maybe I'll TiVo it and watch this over the summer or sometime when I have time.
And then Scott also said, you forgot the casserole.
Oh, that's right, Scott. Then the girls go, because Vicky was sick, and have the chef make her a casserole. Thank you, Scott, for that. And then they make it nice, as Dorinda was saying. They walk in with the casserole because that's what Vicky wants when she's not feeling good and people hurt her feelings. Because remember from before when she said, when you're sick, they're supposed to give you a casserole. They're supposed to give you a casserole when you're sick. And I was sick and no one gave me a casserole. So now they come and they bring the casserole, and she's sitting there eating the casserole. I'm like, okay, your heart's racing, your heart's palpitating, you can't breathe, you're white as a ghost, you're nauseous, but I eating the casserole. I mean, it's just too much.
A case of the Vickies.
Oh,
they called it
a case of the Vickies.
Because she came, had a drink an hour after she got back to the hotel.
Yeah, then she just started drinking again. She is, listen, say what you want about her. She keeps that show going. The girls may not like her, and they may not like it, but she keeps it going. It's always something with her, Oh my God. So now into the sexual assault thing. It's contagious, everybody. It's contagious. Let's see what's going to be at the end of the day.
Tracy says hi from Dallas.
Hi, Tracy. Apparently, Jeremy Pivens is in the mix. He's getting accused of groping a reality star. Why would you pick a reality star? Why don't you pick a movie star? But anyway, apparently he's groping somebody on TV. That was a joke. That was a joke. I don't agree with the groping. Then, apparently, House of Cards. First of all, they said with Kevin Spacek that they were gonna cancel the show. It had nothing to do with the sexual assault. They were going to cancel it anyway. Then they came back and said, well, it's suspended indefinitely. And then they came back and said, well, it did have something to do with him. So I don't know. It says the upcoming 6th season will be its final season, says NBC. However, sources with knowledge say the decision in the series was unrelated, but I don't think that that's true. I think that it was related, but I don't really know. But I will say they should not suspend that show over Kevin whatever he did. I mean, you got a whole cast, a whole crew, all those cameramen, and all those makeup artists, and all those wardrobe people, and all those people counting on that paycheck on a successful series, and they're going to cancel it because one guy groped somebody 30 years ago, and apparently somebody came out today and said that he grabbed his whole package, is how he put it. I'm not saying that I condone it, and of course they shouldn't do it, drunk, sober, or otherwise. But they shouldn't cancel the show over it. So I came up with an ending. I was just thinking just now, they should go ahead and just arrest him for colluding with Russia, stealing an election, money laundering, and then they should haul him off and put him in jail. And then they should get him for treason. And that's how they get rid of Kevin Spacey. And then after they get rid of him for treason, collusion, and stealing the election, he's off in jail. And then they have to have a new election because that election was obviously illegitimate. And so they have to get rid of all the people that he appointed. And then they bring on a new election, and a female wins. And it could be Claire. She could win. And she wins because she's a great president, and then she brings in credible, reputable people, and then we get to see what it's like to live in the real world and what a White House should be and ought to be and used to be. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Speaking of, go ahead.
Somebody wants to know about your top. They want to know what brand it is.
Oh my God, I wear these Max Mara tops. I've got 100 of them in all colors. And this scarf is Alexander McQueen. I believe our friend Deborah gave it to me. And I tie it up with a Ralph Lauren, expensive Ralph Lauren pin that the back just broke off of. But it is very old. It's a vintage pin.
Fran says hi. She wants to know, do you think Wendy Williams fainted from heat or something?
Oh, that's coming up.
Crashing from all her husband's cheating.
Oh my God, Fran, girl, preach it. Here it is right here. Allegedly. So she's saying she's fainting from her husband's cheating that she's still denying. What I think is that she probably was hot, she probably was dehydrated, and she probably did legitimately kind of pass out or faint. I think there's a difference in passing out and fainting. I think she passed out because she kind of gently went down to the ground. However, I think being on a diet to be really skinny, because you know when women's husbands start cheating, they start losing weight. And also to try to, make herself look beautiful and fabulous to keep that husband in line. She's probably starving herself. I don't know that. That's allegedly, but she's probably starving herself. She maybe on diet pills of some sort, or maybe she's just not eating. Probably not drinking enough water. She's probably drinking a few many cocktails at night, which dehydrate you. She's probably in a bad place. I mean, if I heard all those rumors about my husband, I'd be in a bad place. But I mean, I think she legitimately passed out on the show, and it's very sad. I'm glad she's okay. She could have been really hurt, and she shook it off. She got in the car, waved to the people, and went and got checked out and says she's fine. But how embarrassing. Yeah. But when she was shaking like that, I think people thought, I don't know what they were thinking. No one ran up to grab her. Did you notice no one ran up to grab her? If I start shaking and going like this, I expect you to come up and grab me. The gun was 2 feet away. Speaking of grabbing.
Note to self.
Yeah. No, speaking of grabbing, here's a grabber for you. O.J. Simpson, did I not predict that he was going to be out running around with super skanks, pretending to be fabulous again, and all these girls are going to be all over him? Did they not get the memo? He was civilly convicted of slaughtering 2 people, to include his blonde ex-wife that he almost chopped her head off. That was a civil conviction. That is not a rumor. And then these girls are running around like he's important, and they're just having themselves a fabulous time. Yeah. Oh, I just can't. Yes. Oh, Lord. All right, speaking of politics, apparently, now you're going to get down to be good. Stay right there. Okay, so, I love Woody Harrelson. He says he went to dinner with Donald Trump. Yes. Oh, my God. And then it was so brutal that he had to bust out some weed to get through it. Herbal refreshments might not be on the table for Woody Harrelson anymore, but that doesn't mean his memory is hazy when it comes to recalling extremely amusing anecdotes about America's current president. Swinging by Bill Maher's party. Well, I'm sure there was no access to pot either there. To recount the 2002 dinner with Donald Trump, Harrelson explained how his other pal, Jesse Ventura, invited him to a random soiree in New York City because Trump was trying to entice Jesse Ventura to be his Democratic running mate for 2004. So this means in 2004, Trump wanted to be the hipster president. He wanted to be with Jesse Ventura and be with the Mars of the world as a Democrat. Now, when he saw that wasn't going to work, the Democrats weren't going to buy his con artist ass lies, he goes over and hops on the Republican Party. Oh my God. Anyway, Harrelson says, oh my God, I went by there. It was brutal. I never met a more narcissistic man. He talked about himself the whole time. You can see the standard he was going to bear. Harrelson explained before he realized the meal, he had to go get some weed. Another one. Trump concedes he's not at all presidential as he slams Michael Moore. Michael Moore's play took in $4.2 million, making it the highest grossing non-musical one plays that opened in the summer, according to Playbill. So Playbill is now having to fact check Donald Trump. He lies about everything.
Michael Moore's tweet said something like, he must have that confused with your first 6 months.
Oh, yeah, with your first 6 months in office. Or your inauguration. I think the crowds at Michael Moore's were bigger than the ones at the inauguration. But also, Michael Moore booked a 12-week show. It went 12 weeks and he was done. So it didn't cut short.
No.
Now, here's a good one for you. My favorite is going to be going to jury duty selection. What are the chances of a judge allowing, or a prosecutor or defense attorney allowing a former president on the jury? Oh my God. But he's going to do a civic duty. Now, back to that grabbing thing again. Apparently, well, first of all, Kate Blanchett at the Style Awards says to men, we all look sexy, but that doesn't mean we want to you. So basically, in other words, this whole thing about, well, women are dressing up fabulous and sexy, making the men do it, that doesn't cutting it. No. Now this one I think went too far. I think some of them 30 years back, 20 years back, and one little thing, and then they bring it up, are they just getting on the bandwagon, or is there some truth to it? But when you start having multiples and getting into double and triple digits, that's a serial one. In any event, it's wrong. You shouldn't do it. Don't do it, guys. Just stop it. Do women do that too? I haven't seen any stories about women grabbing anybody. Apparently, a third woman comes forward accusing former President George H.W. Bush of groping. Now, let me tell you why I don't agree with this one. Okay, I don't agree with this one because they've all said that he kind of grabs their tush and makes a joke about something that's stupid. He's 90-something years old. He's in a wheelchair. I think he has cerebral palsy or something. He can't reach up around him. He can't stand up. If he gets a cheap thrill by holding a girl's waist or patting her and says, he's nice, it's an innocent thing. His wife is there. His staff is there. The Secret Service is there. Everybody is there. He's not going to do anything to you. And I don't even think I don't consider groping. I consider like a little love pat, hey, honey, it was fun. And they take offense to that. Now, I think you're going too far, and then you're diminishing the message of the people that are legitimately really groped. I mean, like our president who gropes apparently 14 people.
Fran wants to know, did you believe she was Donna Karen's apology, and was she sincere or trying to fix her mess?
I think she was trying to fix her mess, but I also think that she also Donna Karen, when she was defending men for doing it, I think she's probably seen both sides of it throughout her life, and she's seen where women were maybe overly critical or maybe asking a little too much and then cutting it off. And then she doesn't like it, so I think she was doing a little bit of both. She was covering up for her mess, but she was also, when she first came out and said it, in her mind, there was a little truth to what she said. So I don't totally retract it, but I feel bad for her. She got in a bad situation.
Jonathan Addy says, Leah, have you had any experiences like that? Not asking for names, just curious.
Oh, my whole life. It happens to me, and it still happens to me. I'm like, honey, I'm your granny. I don't think it's right, but I've never embarrassed a guy about it, and it doesn't bother me that much. I just blow them off, like, go on down the road, moving on down the road.
John Davis said hello first, and then he also said David Copperfield. Started laughing about the name David Copperfield.
Oh, that's what the joke was. Oh, yeah. Oh, H.W. said, I'm going to cop a feel, or I copped a feel, or something. something is in Copperfield.
Yeah.
And the girls just turned it in. I just think there's sometimes when it's just better left unsaid. You didn't really need to embarrass the guy like that. He kind of had an impeccable reputation, and you just kind of tainting it, I think. I don't know. If you feel like that, maybe you just contact them directly. These serial ones where they're really like using their power and influence over them to be able to get a job and to be able to work, or what they're going to pay them, that's another whole story. But President H.W., he isn't doing anything. Yes?
Actually, the story's coming up.
Okay, what? I don't know if this is good or bad.
The people were asking you about this
all week. All right,
so.
This is coming up. I don't know if this is good or bad, but Southwest Airlines is forcing passengers to listen to in-flight concerts. So you're going to be on the plane. Now you see, you're sitting there. Okay, you're on a plane and you're in a small area and you have no choice. Okay. So here comes the band. So it's just hilarious. You know what?
Next to the screaming kid.
Yeah, next to the screaming kid and the dog barking. Now, what are they going to start karaoke next? And so you get on there and you got your laptop and you've got your headsets on and you've got your book and you're like, oh, finally 3 hours another. Hey, rock and roll, dance in the streets comes on. I don't know if I like that idea. I don't think it's going to go well.
Not handle that.
So the story everybody's talking about, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Andy Cohen, who worked closely with Kathy Griffin at Bravo for years, pretends he doesn't know who she is on TMZ. So Andy, I don't know if he was being humorous or really trying to slide her, or more likely than not, he just didn't want to talk about it. So he's just being a little facetious. But it was interpreted by Kathy that he was slamming her, ignoring her, dissing her, putting her down, however she interpreted it. So she comes out with this long videotape. It's on YouTube. I don't even know how you would find it, but it's a
video page.
It's on her video page,
and the hell of a story.
It's called
The Hell of a Story.
The Hell of a Story. She goes on for 30 minutes.
Like 17.
Oh, 17 minutes?
Yeah,
Seemed like forever because I was cringing. I was just cringing when she was talking. So she says, listen to this. She goes, oh my God, what was she thinking? What was she doing? So she goes, well, she starts with Bravo and how they mistreated her for 10 years. And then she goes into the women in Bravo, the hierarchy of Bravo, and how they didn't have her back. And then she goes into what a horrible boss that Andy was. And then she accuses him of wanting to do a bump behind the stage before in the green room. And she makes all these accusations just out there. I'm just shocked. Then she goes after her manager that didn't have her back, and this one didn't have the back, and all these people. She just Jeff Zucker. She went after them all.
And then the guy from TMZ gave his phone number out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she starts off going after Harvey because Harvey called her and she plays the recording and she puts his phone number out. Like, remember when Trump gave out Lindsey Graham's phone number? She gives out Harvey Levin's cell phone number and she goes after Harvey and how he dissed her and how nobody had her back. And when she did this art piece with this artist about Trump, that nobody had her back and everybody piled on. And then how Anderson, she thought it was her friend and how it hurt her feelings that he didn't back her up. And then she went on to say she thinks maybe it was a plot, that maybe Anderson and Andy had this plot to get rid of her all along, and then maybe, Andy wanted that part, and oh my God, she just went on and on and on and on and on. So what do I think? I think this. When you're upset about something like that, make yourself a therapeutic video and write yourself a therapeutic diary and put it away and go back about a week later when you've calmed down and you're completely relaxed and read it and watch it and then get some opinions from like some expert handlers that you got around you, and then decide if you really wanted to risk career suicide, because I can tell you what they're doing, and I've noticed this. No one's talking about it. They've shut it down. Between Andy and his PR people and TMZ and all the rest of Bravo, they have shut it down. So rather than everybody talking about it and exposing everybody, what she's done is she's isolated herself because they've shut it down, but yet they know that she said it. And really, they're the audience because they're the only ones that can hire her, fire her, or make or break her career. So she's now shot herself in the foot with the people that could have helped her or given her another chance, or she could have worked with down down the road and burned that bridge to expose them. And then by trying to expose them, they've shut it down. Their press people have shut it down. I know PR people, crisis management PR people, and my husband's clients many times over the years, their goal in life is to stay out of the press. And so there are experts that can keep you on the 20th page of the press or out of the press completely. So what they've done is they've all teamed up and said, okay, you want to be relevant and you want to be famous and you want gigs? Well, who are you? We're not going to talk about you anymore. And so she kind of shot herself in the foot. On the other hand, I think she's kind of having a breakdown.
Yeah, well,
I kind of think she's having a breakdown. Yeah,
all that stuff.
I feel sorry for her.
I do too. People were saying, yeah, she needs to have a cup of tension tamer tea.
But I do feel sorry for her.
Andy did address it on his radio show
what did
podcast. He said that, he was trying to play a joke, and he talked about how that normally TMZ, it's a quick thing.
Oh, I
and
see.
His guy was up on the second floor, so he got a longer time with him. But he did say that he was just trying to joke, but that the cocaine thing was completely false. He didn't know where that came from, and that he would not be commenting on it any further to give it any more life.
Well, see what I tell you? They want to shut it down. They're shutting it down. Yeah. And what did I tell you in the beginning? He was just not wanting to talk about it, so he was being innocent. She's back on the F list. I mean, oh my God. I mean, I just felt terrible. But her sister died of cancer. She shaved her head to accommodate her sister, to make her sister feel better about her hair coming out. Her mom's in a wheelchair, and she's very close to her mom. Mom's like in her late 90s.
And they were giving her mom death threats at her assisted facility.
And after that thing with Trump, her mom got death threats, and then she was getting death threats, and then her sister's dying of cancer. And I just think she got to a breaking point, and I'm sure, either she'll justify it later or because it hurts that deep and it's that difficult for her, or she'll just say, I really just lost it there for a while, and she'll come out from under, the ether. But I don't know what to say. I mean, poor girl, I felt sorry for her.
It was like she was having a breakdown.
Yeah, but apparently she's got 30 shows and they're all sold out. And anyway, but I don't think, it's not even going to come up again until New Year's Eve when she's not on whatever that show is, the New Year's Eve special with Anderson.
She's not even going to be around for that.
Oh, here's what she said. She said, even when it's on tape, there are doubters. He's not kidding with the paparazzi. So her side of it is Andy was not kidding with the paparazzi, that he was her boss for 10 years. He treated her like a dog, and he's deeply misogynistic. Oh my God, I don't know. If someone gave me a job for 10 years, even if I felt like that, I don't think I'd say anything. I think I'd just be grateful they gave me the job for 10 years and just say we'd agree to disagree on certain things. I don't know.
I've seen a little pattern with him and her, though. She does something and then he comes back and does it himself. Like, she had that talk show and won 4 Emmys, and then they canceled it for no reason at all, and then he gave himself to Watch What Happens Live, which replaced it.
Oh, I didn't know his show replaced her show. Well, there lies the rub.
And then there was the whole thing with...
I think she only had 2 Emmys, but in any event,
she did she?
Maybe.
She won 2, but anyway, she was explaining that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And then, there was another situation.
How did his show replace hers? Was hers on the same timeline?
And he's the first executive to ever give himself a nighttime talk show.
Yeah, but how did his show replace her show? They canceled it because it was late at night. After so she was on Bravo at the same time he's on, so they gave him the show.
It was after.
Well, then why can't they both have a show?
Because he wanted to have his own show and nobody else.
Well, he could have a show and she could have a show. That doesn't really make sense. They're all after ratings and traffic, so I don't know if I buy that it was canceled to give himself one. Maybe they could have both had one. Anyway.
And then there was the A-list awards, which were hers, and then he took it over, and then now
I didn't know that either.
And then now there's the whole thing with New Year's Eve where he's taking a spot there.
So I didn't know. Now let me tell you something. She would have been better served if she laid out the facts without the emotion instead of putting all that bitterness out there. Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
told me to pull up a chair. I'm going to shut up.
Oh my God. Well, the X Factor, Kelly, what's her name? Kelly Osbourne's little dog bit her. Oh, he bit her. That little damn dog just dapped her better. Don't you do that. That's a lesson. Exactly. Can you believe it? Yeah, stop filming for a bit. A teacup Pomeranian just bit her fingers. Oh my God, that's funny. She was judging the girls category with them, and the little dog just bit her. Baby, little black, don't you dare. Honolulu passes a law that makes texting while crossing the street illegal. Pedestrians pulling out their cell when crossing the street better to be ready to pull out their wallets as well.
Yep.
Well, I agree with that. I tell everybody, nothing drives me crazier than driving down the street and someone just walks through the middle of the street with their headsets on and they're texting and they don't even look to the side. And I tell RJ, when we're on the street, you stand back from the curb, you know? Oh my God, that just drives me crazy. I'm glad there's a law. It should be everywhere. It should be just mandatory. Now, who's going to join us this Wednesday? It's tomorrow night, Thursday night at 6:30, the Flamingo Awards. It's, I guess you can still get tickets, right? I'm sure you can. Look up the Flamingo Awards Miami. It's going to be at the Night Center, and I think there are some seats left. And our dear friend Julie Goldman from the People's Couch will be emceeing it, telling jokes, and I think I'm presenting an award or two.
We'll be posting some live video from the show.
And then I was thinking maybe we should give each one of the winners, if there aren't too many of them, one of our books. We'll see. 25. Oh God, that's a lot of books. I don't know. Maybe we just give like myself one on stage.
Oh my God.
All right, my quote of the week. Heather McDonald. I'm going to be in Tampa on the 30th. I wrote it down, Jason. I lost it.
On the back of that paper.
But anyway, okay.
Side Splitters Club.
The Side Splitters Club at Heather Comedy Club, heathermcdonald.net in Tampa on the 30th. And I'm going to be with her doing her Juicy Scoop live podcast, and I'm going to be co-hosting or the guest. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll take over and let her be the guest anyway. So she's my girl from many years back. We go back a long way. She's funny. So my quote, you know, I make up these quotes. These are not things I find. I make them up. It's just so not. I don't want Shakespeare stealing credit for my quotes. They say sleeping with dogs lowers your blood pressure. Others say if you sleep with dogs, you get fleas. So select your dogs carefully. Choose those with 4 legs. So that's a good one.
People say hi. Thanks for answering the questions.
I didn't get to all the questions. one more thing. Let me tell you, in Puerto Rico, they're apparently up to close to 1,000 deaths. And they are having to burn people, like in the old days, wrap them in cloths and put them on trees and burn them. So can you imagine having to burn your father or your mother or grandparent or your child because they were dehydrated, couldn't get their medicine, couldn't get food, couldn't get water in some of these remote parts of Puerto Rico, and they're actually having to literally burn them because there are no funeral homes open. So we're still trying to get tents. I mean, we sent out, I don't know, 100 or so yesterday. We're sending out some more, I don't know when, but we have a pile back there. If you want to participate, just go to hello@leahblack.com and you get all the details. We'll send you the details. But, you know, you can buy a tent for one person for $20. You can buy a tent for a family for anywhere from $60 to $80 to $100. And $150 you can get a tent with a roof on it. So if you're living in your luxury life and you haven't donated a tent, I mean, think about it. If you get 4 of your friends to give you $5, you could buy one tent for one person. Every tent counts because they have volunteers that they have to take care of down there, and they have families that have no roof over their head. My son's school did a drive for tarps, and we sent tarps, and they all sent tarps down there. So people are working at it, but FEMA is not, now the government down there is unhappy with FEMA. They're unhappy with the electrical people that got a $300 million no-bid contract, and it's just a big clusterfuck. Yeah, they canceled it. So now what's going to happen with the electrical? What they should have done all along is send Miami, Florida Power and Light, New York Power and Light, Atlanta Power and Light down there in teams and taken on sections and done it, and then just paid the states back the money rather than giving it to somebody to profit on. You shouldn't be profiting on a hurricane like that. That's my preach of the week. I'm going to start a rant of the week segment. A segment in my show, but all of my viewers. Oh, I got to tell you know what I forgot? You have to share the video. Yes. I just realized last week people started sharing the video. I'm like, oh, people are sharing the video. And all our numbers started going up. You've got to share the videos. I need you to hit share. I don't know how exactly you do it, but you just hit share.
Just hit the share button.
Just press share. That's all you got to do.
And for this audience, it's S-H-A-R-E, not C-H-E-R.
That's James. Oh, that's funny. It's not C-H-E-R. It's S-H-A-R-E, audience. Hit share at the end of each show. Oh, my God. I've had how many shows are we? We're on season 2. We're midway through season 2, and I don't have enough sharing. I didn't even know how that worked. This is fabulous. I just didn't want on Twitter all the time. You want to get hold of me, tweet me, Leah Black Miami. I will reply back. I'm on Twitter, so I share on Twitter. I mean, I had over 1 million impressions last month on Twitter. I'm a Twitter addict. Yeah. All right, watch the news. Don't watch Fox. Don't watch that. Watch the real news, CNN, MSNBC. Follow the news, follow politics, get out and vote. Send in a tent and tune in next Wednesday. There'll be lots to talk about because tomorrow night we have the big Flamingo party with Julie and handing out the awards. We'll have a lot to talk about next week. Oh, we're going to broadcast from there? We'll do some live Facebooks from the Flamingo party. Oh, they all dress so fabulous. What am I going to wear? My jeans and a t-shirt. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.